One thing about Christopher Nolan, if he can make something real, he's gonna make it real. And the Odyssey might be his biggest example of that yet. First off, I gotta give Christopher Nolan some credit because this man does not play around when it comes to detail. Like most directors would have just found a beach and said, alright, this looks good, let's film here. But not Christopher Nolan. He actually went to places that people have connected with the Odyssey for hundreds, even thousands of years. One of the places that he went to was an island called Favagana, which is off the coast of Sicily. A lot of historians have said that that's where Homer described in his version of the Odyssey. The point is, Nolan wanted everybody to feel like they were stepping into this world and not feeling like people were pretending to be in it. And that's why he went to Greece and the Aeolian Islands, because it already has that ancient look. You don't have to cover everything in CGI because the location does all the work for you. Real quick, if you enjoy movies being broken down from a filmmaker's perspective and not whether they're just good and bad, but why they are made the way they are, remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That's the kind of content we're making over here. And then there's the costumes. You ever watched a movie and it seems like everybody picked up their outfits from Party City? Not literally Party City, but it doesn't look like the quality for an actual movie. But that's not Nolan. He brought Ellen Moronik, who also worked on Oppenheimer, to do the costume design for this movie. Everything looked lived in. Nothing was brand new. The costumes were stretched out. The leather looked worn. These people actually look like they've been sailing across the seas for weeks instead of looking like they just put their makeup on, and that's what actually sells the movie. And then there's the set, and that's where Nolan is really different, because if he can build it, he'll build it. And if he can make it look for real, he'll make it look for real. Instead of telling actors imagine everything around you, Nolan actually wants you to see it. He wants you to touch it. He wants you to walk through it, because you act different when it's for real. And then you got people talking about, okay, what about Cyclops? Clearly he didn't use an actual giant, but from everything coming out from behind the scenes, Nolan actually used a huge practical Cyclops, so people didn't have to just point and say, act around this. They actually had to act around something that was huge. No diddy. But just imagine, think about how easier it is for you to react when it's something huge actually in front of you. Alright, I gotta stop with this. But then after all that, you have the visual effects team come in and make it look better. And that's the Nolan formula. Shoot it for real, and then have the CGI team come and help it, not replace it. Even the boats and the storms follow the same idea. Instead of putting everybody in front of a giant green screen, they're on a real boat, real water, real wind, because when waves actually hit you, your reaction isn't acting anymore, it's real. That's why Nolan's movies always feel different. Nothing's fake. You have a real set, real costume, real boats, as much as he can do possibly for real, and that's what makes his movies hit so differently. But that's just my thoughts about it. I want to hear from you. What's one thing that you really enjoyed about the Odyssey? Drop a comment, because I read all of them. Until next time, keep looking at movies from a different perspective.